give the people what they're wanting to hear here. Brett said, I've been thinking for 2 years that Sampson was the most talented back Tennessee had. These last few games, in my opinion, have proved that right. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, I've been high on Sampson since he showed up.
He's a dog.
I love watching that kid play. I mean, but just the way he plays the game. He runs hard. But his patience, it's so hard from a football standpoint to, like, especially from running the ball, telling somebody, hey, you like slow down, like let the hole develop. That's very hard for a running back to do. Watching him sometimes almost come to a complete stop when he, like, while he's waiting for the hole to develop is so impressive, and then be able to go from 0 to 100 in a second.
Yeah.
That's what I like watching him. He reminds me a lot of Kamara, where I know he didn't get a whole lot of touches early on in his career at UT because of Hurd, but he reminds me a lot of him, just body size, and I guess maybe the number has something to do with it too, because they look similar in that sense. They run similar. They're tough as hell. Like just both of them are. I've been high on him since day one. I know that, our guys last year were productive, but if you go back and watch the shows, I'm like, man, get Sampson in. I want to see this kid with the ball. I mean, he to me, he's one of the best, and maybe I'm a little biased, and I guess I should be. I think he's one of the top 5 running backs in the country. I really do. Like pure running backs. I'm talking about like running the ball, pass pro, catching, like everything included.
Yeah, as you said, his patience, and then when he finds his spot, his ability to accelerate so quickly is incredibly impressive. But the thing that I always see with him is that leadership. Yeah. There's been multiple clips that have come out of him, leading in a huddle and being that guy that is the leader of the whole group and vocal and out in front. And that's always so good to see. It's something you saw a lot with this baseball team that just won a national championship for us, was athlete leadership, that you could never have enough of that, in my opinion. And it's something that, in my past radio days, interacting with a lot of the former players, and specifically the dudes off the 98 team and the teams that were so great in the 90s, there was always a through line when you talk to those dudes of, this guy was on a team. He was an absolute dog. And if you didn't play up to the level, he would come over and tell you about it, because he wasn't going to let you affect the team like that. And it's, anytime I see that now, it's so refreshing. It's so great. And even if those dudes don't always have the top level of ability, thankfully Dylan Sampson has both. Even if they don't have that top level of ability, that's an incredibly useful thing. And I love it. Football is back, and what better way to bet on the big games than on Zen Sports, the new sportsbook in Tennessee that's bringing sports betting to a whole new level. When you sign up for Zen Sports, you'll automatically earn up to a $100 no-danger first wager. If your first bet loses, you'll be reimbursed for the amount of your bet up to $100. And for the football season, Zen Sports is launching a revamped betting platform for both college football and the NFL. And what's better? With our new look, Zen Sports will be offering daily promotions, including odds boosts, same-game parlays, no-danger wagers, and much more. Zen Sports also offers a one-of-a-kind VIP rewards program, and if you qualify, you can earn monthly comps at sporting events, concerts, and even sportsbook bonuses. It's by invite only, so go to zensports.com/VIP for details. What are you waiting for, football fans? Start betting with Zen Sports, where you will receive true odds on all parlays and an enhanced user experience. Get going. Download their app at zensports.com today. Zen Sports, betting just got better. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Terms and conditions apply. No danger. First wager limited to plus 500 odds to qualify. Boosted odds are derived from equivalent parlay bets offered in Tennessee. Must be 21 or older in Tennessee to bet. Zen Sports. And
in my honest opinion, I truly think that he's got a chance to get 1,400 yards rushing this year, I think.
Sure.
I mean, if 1,500 would be 125 a game through the regular season. That's a big task, but average out to 125. Next week, in all honesty, he could screw around and get 125 in the first half next week.
Yes.
But I do think that he stays healthy. He's not splitting the reps like we did last year and the year before. He's the workhorse. He's got a chance to actually get 1,400 yards rushing, double-digit touchdowns, stuff like that, that's exciting to see. I mean, he's already got 5 on the year. That's where I'm excited because I think everything, as good as Nico is and as good as our skill players are out wide, our offense is going to run through Sampson because we're a run-first team.
Yep. He is very much the real genesis. Him and the offensive line and that all working cohesively is really the genesis of everything. If that's working, you're probably going to have a successful day.
Yeah,
almost certainly. And you look at the schedule right there at the end of the game. They brought up a graphic that was the possible win percentage for Tennessee, or the percent possibility that Tennessee will beat this team. It was near 80% for everybody except for Oklahoma, Bama, and Georgia. And I think for Oklahoma, it was like 49% or something. But if you can establish that run game in any given game, that to me, that's going to go up to like 70%. If you are asserting your will on the ground, like we know that this team can, as it is all but over for Tennessee, because it just opens up every possibility for you. So,
well, kind of just before we get into the other stuff, Brett's World brought up, he said, early thought, but thought nonetheless, do we lose Sampson and Squirrel to the draft of the season? I honestly don't know about Squirrel, but Sampson, if he goes for 1,300, he gone.
You got to assume. Yeah.
Because to me at that point, I think, and I could be wrong, once again, it depends on health. But if you notice how good he is of a student and his intelligence, his football IQ, all that comes into play when you're interviewing with teams, I could see no less than a second-round grade on him. You get a second-round grade, you're leaving.
Mm-hmm. And you should.
100% you should.
Yeah.
Now, selfishly, from a fan's perspective, I wish you wouldn't because I like watching him play. But from the business aspect, if he has the season that I think he can and he stays healthy, I think he'll be gone.